out here today. It's kind of gloomy, rainy, wet, damp, the whole 9 yards. Struggling with a little sciatica today, so I'm having a little bit of trouble. It's a little rough being on my feet. The sciatica is going up my left cheek and into my left hip, upper thigh. So it's pretty painful to be standing at the moment. I think I yanked something when I was doing some wood the other day. It happens. I also used to have a back injury, sort of middle of my back towards the other side, but it'll be a little bit of a struggle. So I'm just out here. I'm gonna prep my garlic. I'm just gonna peel it and get it ready for planting. Probably gonna plant it on the weekend. I want to say this is end of October, I don't know, 24th or something like that. Half the time I don't even know what day it is. I kind of like living like that. So I have my my little clean little pot that I use. It's galvanized, no big deal. I have my basket of garlic right here to my left, and I'm just going to start peeling away and get it ready. Talk to you a little bit while I do it. Stay tuned. So anyway, I'm up here in the processing station, and I want to take a moment, just welcome all these new subscribers. We got a whole bunch in a short time, and I hope you guys are liking the videos and everything. We're, just showing you how we live. We're not doing nothing special. Kind of showing people in urban environments, suburbs, that they can homestead too. You could be prepared for anything. But I appreciate you guys getting on here, giving us likes and thumbs up and sharing the channel. I also want to thank Southington High School, where my boys go. There's a whole bunch of kids over there who like the channel. They recently got introduced to the channel. They didn't know we had it, and so they're helping, trying to spread it out. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. So it's good seeing a bunch of good kids out there, just so you know. We also have a lot of views from overseas. A lot of people from out of country are viewing our videos, and I want to thank you for tuning in and watching what we do. I'd love to see many of you subscribe to the channel. Would be great. Would be a big help for us. Trying to reach my initial goal of 1,000 subscribers. No big deal. It's kind of the goal of any new YouTube channel. But like I said, we're not putting on a show for you. We got our own little subtle humor and everything, but we're really showing you how we live. I try not to stage anything, and we might give you a little better backdrop here and there, but this is real. This is not fake. I know there's a lot of people and great channels. I mean, don't get me wrong. They got the time and the effort and geez, the industry to do it. They make some beautiful videos out there. We just can't do it that way. At least not at this stage of the game anyway. But today we're out here at the end of the growing season pretty much. As you can see in the background there, we pulled all our plants and we just laid out the fabric to kind of dry. Of course, it ain't going to dry today. So when we get a chance, as soon as the sun comes out, we're going to roll all those up and we're going to put them away for storage for the winter. Hopefully that happens soon. But today being getting near the end of October, I have saved a bunch of big garlic here, and I'm just going to start peeling them as I talk. I'm just not going to waste much time here. But I definitely wanted to stop and, say welcome to all you new viewers, and we appreciate having you. So hopefully you stick around and, watch us as we progress throughout the year, and, pick up a few tips or two. I've been doing this lifestyle a long time, And we're kind of, just so you guys know, I'm kind of at a point where I'm not really building anything new aside from this processing station. This kind of had to be done, but this is also designed so it can be, it'll fit on my landscape trailer, and we'll be able to tow this wherever we end up. But with the name of the channel, Semi-Retired, that means I'm coming up on retirement. And we're hoping to relocate in another state. So periodically I've been searching for properties. Look at the size of these. Isn't that beautiful? That thing's bigger than my thumb. So I saved the biggest ones to plant. Back to what I was saying. We're gonna be hopefully buying some land soon enough. And you know, we're gonna start setting it up as soon as we do. So with these garlics, I just take the stem and I just kind of move it around. As soon as you peel a layer or two off, then you can separate the cloves. But look at, let me peel some of this off so you can get a better look at the, see that? There's, you know, there's some monsters in there, some smaller ones too. Plant them all, big and small. So that's a little bit thinner one. That's another fatty right there. This is a Vermont strain garlic I got from my buddy up in Vermont. I don't remember how many years ago, but several years ago he gave me one big bulb. Probably, actually it'd probably be bigger than this one. But he gave me one, and I planted it in this bed over here. And out of that one bulb, I ended up with six plants, 6 bulbs. So out of that 6, for the next season, because I didn't eat any, I just replanted it all, I ended up with 36 plants. I separated them, and then I had like 180 or something like that. Something crazy. Look at that thing. Whew. So after that, I was able to average around 200 bulbs a year. This year we're not going to do that many. I'm only going to do 1 bed and not 2, because early spring I'm going to do carrots in that bed over there. I did have a failure this year. One of the reasons was we've had kind of a drought this year, so I wasn't able to keep up with the 1 carrot bed, which was okay. I showed you guys how to plant it, but we were camping so much this year that I couldn't really, I had to kind of neglect something, so I kind of let the carrots go. It's not that big a deal. I got 1 million carrot seeds, but we'll do it again come spring, early spring, and we'll have a nice carrot bed. So we'll be canning carrots and stuff like that this coming spring. So it is what it is. Being a homesteader gardener, I've had more failures as a gardener than I've had success. Look at that baby. Look at that thing. Woo! If you're not failing, you're not gardening. And you're gonna fail. Especially with the way the weather is, all these changes. You know, everybody's manipulating weather. They're got all these things going on. Now we got these wars coming. We're in a recession. Necessities, fuel prices, bio bricks, pellet fuel, coal is outrageous. Gasoline, diesel, it's come down a little, but that's only because there's an election coming. As soon as this election's done, those prices are going to skyrocket again. they're already predicting that Europe is going to freeze this year. So you guys in Europe, I feel for you. Do your best. Start looking for an alternate fuel source. If you're not heating your home with wood, I suggest you look into doing so. Even cord wood right now is super high. In some cases it's either at or over the $300 range. Which is insane. I mean, I used to buy, years ago I was able to buy BioBricks for like $160, I think, I want to say. I was able to buy pellets for around the same cost. I mean, an average price when I started burning pellets, you know, geez, it's been 18 years or something already, 20 years, I don't know. But when I first bought them, I think I was paying an average of $175. Now, I only needed about 3 ton to heat my home, so it was only costing me less than, you know, $500 on top of what I used for heating oil at the time. So I think I was averaging around $1,500 to heat my home for the year back then. But since I've been burning wood, I'm able to keep that cost well below $1,000 a year to heat my home, which is really good here in New England. And that's because we do burn wood. We also, you know, minimize our shower time, and we burn most of our oil with hot water, believe it or not. I had to grab my coffee. Can't live without coffee. It's 3 things I'll never run out of in this house: coffee, toilet paper, and bullets. Gotta have priorities. But getting back to what we're talking about now, our representatives, our politicians, they are supposed to be looking out for our best interests, and one of them best interests is necessities for a household. Keeping fuel costs low, especially gas, diesel. This whole supply chain issue and all these food shortages that are coming, and they are coming. This is all manufactured, whether you like to hear it or not. And I know some of you get upset because some people are sensitive about politics and all that, but I'm not sensitive. I got tough skin. But anyway, this is manufactured. There's an agenda out there. They want to break down the United States. They want to raise taxes. This climate change thing, all that is a big tax hike. This push for electric vehicles is ridiculous. It takes more natural resources to create those cars than anything else. So you can't eliminate oil burning cars, and all these young kids that are in college are getting brainwashed by these super liberal professors. Let's just face it, that's what they are. They're distracting everybody with all this other stuff, which I don't care how you live and all that, but to force everything on the people, force your views on the people, that's not right. Just let people live. I don't care who you are. Let them live. And let them live with cheap gas, $2 gas, cheap oil. Now, we had gotten oil yesterday. Now, luckily, we paid a small fee, and we locked in our price at $5 a gallon, which is super high. The last time I locked in a price of oil was $2.79, and that was high. And that was like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe. That was the last time I had to do that. So my mother next door, she did not want to lock in her price. She paid $6.07, where we paid $4.99 a gallon. So on a flip note, we only got 70 gallons of fuel oil, and she got 136. So our bill was $358 or $353, something like that, and hers was $840. And she's on fixed income and everything. You know, we take care of her. I mean, granted, she's living in that big house. You gotta do something about that at some point. Look at that little baby. But the fact of the matter is, our politicians are not helping us out. Everybody's in it for themselves, and they're lining their pockets. This administration now is horrible. The things that they're doing. And people are just distracted with all this other bullshit. They're still bitching about Trump, and he ain't even in office anymore. But we got to stop the division, stop the distraction, and the deception. I mean, it's pretty obvious when someone says they're doing one thing, but their actions are blatant and obvious that they're doing another. And then people don't care. But again, life goes on. You're not going to change these people's minds. Live your life, but prepare yourself. I can't stress that enough. Prepare yourself. This is preparing. I think I'm gonna sneeze though. Forgive me. Sometimes this is the part of homesteading that people don't want to do. It's the things you don't necessarily see. This work. This is gonna take me, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes, you know, to just get prepared for planting garlic. But I enjoy doing this stuff. I like my solitude. I like my alone time. Fact of the matter is, we need to prepare. You should be stockpiling food, canned goods. If you're not a canner, or even if you're not growing a garden, you should have some kind of loyal water source where you can gravity filter water, like a Berkey filter, some kind of, you know, filter in your, like a Brita or something like that. Brita doesn't necessarily filter out all the things a Berkey style filter will, or a ceramic filter. They'll filter out a lot more, but you should have one at bare minimum. And I would get to the store now, and I would buy as many canned goods as you can get. Now, I've eaten, and I've said this in other videos, I've eaten like Chef Boyardee and soups at least 7 years past the expiration date, and they were just fine. And I'm getting ready, and matter of fact, I might even do it today. I gotta pull out some flour that I stored in Mylar probably 8 years ago, and I've been wanting to pull that out and see how it does in long term, because flour does not store well long term. But I try things like that, and if for some reason it's bad, flour is relatively cheap enough where I could just switch it out. But if I could still make like an unleavened bread and it's still edible, beautiful, and I'll do that. And we'll talk more about that. Maybe I'll do a video with the bread machine. See how the old flour comes out. That'll be a good video. So you've got to remember, there's gonna come a time, and don't wait. Do not wait until you start hearing rumors that the store shelves are empty, because by then it's almost too late. So now, if you're gonna start preparing, you know, and stockpiling a few things, you know, fill your cupboards, keep them full, you're going to be paying a higher price right now. All right, inflation's here. We know it's been driven up on purpose, but you know what? Life goes on, and you still gotta pay the high cost. You still gotta live, and like with lumber, you know, if you want to get your jobs done, you gotta suck it up and pay the high cost. There's nothing we're gonna do to change it. My way of beating the system is keep it simple. Keep it simple. Grow as much of your own as you can. Now you'll see we do a lot of different things as a family. We do a lot of different things here to keep us as independent as possible. Look at that baby. It's almost as big as my head on camera. So I'm not out in the bars. I mean, I used to be a drunk, no more. But I'm not out in the bars. I mean, we probably go out to eat too much right now. But, you know, we enjoy that as a family. But also yesterday, I made a beef stew with some leftover venison that I canned in 2018. And I used up some beef from 2018 that was in a jar on the shelf. And I made a stew that would spin your underwear around while you're wearing them. It was so good. So good. Look at that little fella. Probably won't plant that one, but try and plant the biggest cloves. But that stew, I used canned carrots. I used like 4-year-old cream of mushroom soup to put in there. I put in a can of chicken noodle soup just to give it a little bit of flavor, like a broth. A couple bouillon cubes. I added some extra stuff just to try it out. It was freaking delicious, man. I used one of my last onions almost in the garden over there. I still got them in the ground. And we have plenty of seasoning on hand. But I threw it in a crock pot and I forgot about it all day. I probably should have filmed that. From 2018. This is 2022. It's almost 4 years. The carrots were also from 2018. So I just put a couple rabbits together the other day. So in 28 days we'll have a litter of rabbits. In the meantime, I'm gonna put a couple more together, maybe in another week. Because even if I have a litter of say 8 or 9, let's say, that I could stretch that out to like 18 to 25 meals between stews, soups, even grilling, whatever. But if I can that meat, I could do a lot of things with it. Stir fries. I mean, you're not eating it like you just bought a steak at the store. I mean, when you can meats, they end up being cooked when you can them in the process. I happen to enjoy the flavor of canned meat like that. Pause. I know somebody will have a dirty comment out there about that, but ooh, something big just flew over. Had a lot of hawks here lately. So what's stopping you from preparing? I know that a lot of people, they live with their head in the sand, like they don't believe it's going to happen until it happens. Well, hindsight's 2020. I know it's coming. I know it's going to happen. A lot of the things that we've been predicting, the sky falling and everything, has been happening. But I still get comments from people that I'm crying wolf or whatever. Well, you know what? I got my wood for the year. I got my food for the next couple of years. I bought my seeds. We'll be planting again next year, this year. But when things get super bad, I'm not the grocery store. I do enough to feed a family of 4, plus my mom. Anybody who shows up my door uninvited at that point is a threat. Take that how you want. But nobody's taking anything from me. I don't care who you are, how bad you think you are. I don't recommend it. You can see we got a lot of garlic here. Do I got any more? I think I got them all. All right. So this is what we're looking for right here. That's enough to plant, geez, probably 2 beds, believe it or not. I didn't count them, but there's at least 200 in here, at least. So, howdy folks. Gonna be planting some garlic now. It's that time of year, end of October. It's getting cold, good frost this morning, but we got to get this done. So you notice we had this covered since we harvested the garlic. The reason we did that is so we didn't have to deal with any weeds growing up right now and things of that nature. We're going to quickly top off the bed with a little bit of soil. It's not necessarily amended, but at some point I'll dump some rabbit manure on there. We're not going to do that today. Today we're just going to get the garlic in the ground. We're going to get this cleared off, get some of this grass around it just kind of trimmed back a bit, but we're going to get the garlic in the ground, get it covered up. That's it. Gotta have fun. Oh, looks like we had a vole under here, or a shrew. That's not good. Alright, so what we have left on here is the mulch, the leaves, and you can see how broken down they are, that we used to cover this bed. We're just going to leave these on here. So at the moment, we're going to just take some shovelfuls of dirt, throw them on here, and I'm going to get just a little bit of azomite since I have it. So this is just azomite. It's just a mineral. I bought a 40-pound bag of this a few years back. It's going to last me the rest of my life. You don't need a lot. But garlic seems to like it. Some other plants. Probably never buy it again. It's not necessary since I got it. This is back. Bought this back when I first started growing garlic. This is just compost that we used to grow our potatoes in. So this soil will end up being amended once we throw some rabbit manure on here and some more mulch leaves over the top of the garlic.
Well, you just
Yeah, we're gonna put maybe 4 more of them on there. Just dump it. We'll spread it out. Start ripping it. Perfect, just level it off. We're going to go ahead and pick out our biggest ones first. So I do 5 here since they got the corners, and then we'll do rows of 6, approximately 8 inches apart. Doesn't have to be exact. And when we go to put these in, it's only going to be about knuckle deep, and you're going to put them in with that point up. Look at that one. A couple of the small ones are getting mixed in here, no big deal. It's not rocket science. If I could do the biggest ones, I'll do the biggest ones. We'll do a little video magic on this so you're not watching this whole thing, since I talked a lot during the video. So later on today, we'll cover this up with mulch leaves about 2 or 3 inches, and then we'll put our those fence squares back on here, protect it from the squirrels getting in there and digging and stuff like that. But that's going to be about it for today. That's all we really need to do right now. So my boys got better backs than me. I would be planting these things with a tool. You could even use like a bulb planter. That'll work. These guys are young and fast, much faster than me. So this is how they pay their rent. Good workers though, but they're learning. This bed been in operation, geez, I've been growing stuff in this bed for gotta be 10 years, close to it. This is one of my most productive beds, and it gets the best sun. We are blocked by this big oak tree here that's like, I don't know, 70 feet tall. So the morning sun is starting to pop up a little bit further south from here right now. But I've learned to grow in these conditions. And I produce what I need to produce out of everything we grow. And you can see he's making quick work of this, getting his garlic in. It's a good boy right there. And again, there's no science to this really. It's just get him in there. You know, we're almost setting it and forgetting it. Once this is in and we get the mulch on there, we won't even do anything to this till sometime in the spring. I won't even water these things until like the warmest day in June, maybe May. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and go by whatever the conditions are for the day. But this year I'm going to throw the mulch leaves on there first, and then I'll sprinkle some manure over the top, try it a little differently. Most of the time I'll mix the manure with the compost, and or just throw it over this stage. Once the garlic's in, we'll throw some manure over top. And I'm specifically using rabbit manure on this garden. So we never till this or anything. This is basically we're just it's a no-till method where all the stuff, the layers that we put on here are just settling down and breaking down. So it's a natural release of all the nutrients to the bulbs and the cloves. But it works out well. This is how we're going to leave it for today. All I need to do is put the mulch on there when we get back on the leaves. No big deal. These will be up, ready to pick and harvest in July. Thanks for watching. Take a minute to subscribe, share the channel.